Hello, class of 2020. It is my honor to finally be able to address you on our graduation day. In my opinion, waiting 3 extra months made savoring this day so much sweeter. I'm truly blessed to be a part of such an incredible, historic class. And by historic, I mean we are the first class ever to have 21 weeks of spring break. We really left and never came back, right? And that is all I will say about the coronavirus because, quite frankly, I know we're all tired of hearing about it. All jokes aside, our class is historic in many ways, from graduation rates to sports records to ACT scores. But the thing our class should be most remembered for is our good character, wisdom beyond our years, and absolute individuality. Obviously, this is school, so we have all learned lessons from our teachers and administrators. But over the past 11 years, I've been blessed to share with y'all. I had to learn 3 big, hard lessons from myself. Today, I would like to quickly share those as a bit of inspiration on this momentous occasion. Lesson 1, don't compare yourself to others. Look only in terms of your situation. Did you do the best for you? This time last year, I picked out 5 universities to apply to. I truly envisioned myself attending Georgia Tech or Vanderbilt or maybe even Princeton. But guess what? I didn't get into any of those schools. It was quite a blow to my confidence, my pride, and my motivation. Those schools wanted GPAs above 4.5, 2 years of calculus before senior year, and at least 20 extracurriculars. If anyone knows of a public high school around here that can provide all that, please let me know. I beat myself up over not getting into these schools. I literally cried and cried, until one day it hit me. There was nothing I could have done. I had to stop comparing myself to the 3,000 members of the Georgia Tech class of 2024. That was not my place. I was intended to be singing Rocky Top for the next 4 years. Go dang balls, am I right? That brings me to lesson 2. Don't settle. The things I said in lesson 1 have to be taken with a grain of salt. Know your capabilities, but don't be afraid to look beyond your situation. For a few months, I just thought I was going to go to UT and schlep through easy classes because obviously I wasn't meant for as much as I thought I was. Once again, I was wrong. I've since decided to pursue honors work and an accelerated master's degree. I decided not to settle. I know there are many first-generation college students in this class. Just because your parents never went to college doesn't mean that you shouldn't. Get your 2 years of Tennessee Promise and make a better life for yourself and your family. Just because you didn't finish in the top half of this class doesn't mean you can't go to a 4-year school and push yourself. Never settle. Always push forward. And here's lesson 3. Don't be afraid to make yourself happy. Sometimes you need to put yourself first and focus on your wants and needs. Throughout high school, many times I put myself last. I bent over backward to ensure that every aspect of each one of my extracurricular activities was perfect. I did the most for almost all of my assignments. And yes, I'm standing here as a valedictorian, but I learned that hindsight really is 20/20. There are so many things I didn't have time to experience because I felt like if I did, I would be letting my peers and teachers down. I should have just done it. I know some of you can't relate to this. You partied every weekend, you made the most of it, you truly lived. And for that, I envy you. Class of 2020, please take my mistakes to heart. Or don't, it's whatever. But seriously, we are entering a new chapter in our lives. Completely uncharted territory. We're going to go out and make all the mistakes in the world and learn and grow more than we ever thought possible. We each have a place in this world. Some of us will leave Loudon and never look back, while some of us will never leave and continue to keep this town absolutely amazing. Everyone has a destiny to fulfill. My dad has always said, it takes all kinds of kinds. Every day, I realize more and more how correct he is. It really does take all kinds of kinds to make this world turn. Be your kind of kind and always be the best you can be. Thank you, class of 2020. I love you all.
I want to say I'm very, very blessed to be your assistant principal and get to see you guys over the last 2 years. You remind me so much of my graduating class in school. Minus the whole coronavirus thing, but you guys are going to do great things in life. And I'm very, very blessed to be a part of you. So starting nearly 2 decades ago, it's kind of hard to believe it's been that long ago. I moved here from a small city in the state of Virginia, and I got here in 2002. And I was a PE teacher at North Middle School for so many years. And one of my good friends, Coach Shane Wells, said, "Hey, let's go to a basketball game." And I said, "Okay." So my first high school basketball game here was the Battle of the Bridge, Lenore City Loudon at Loudon in 2002. So me coming from a graduating class that only had 53 students in it, I came into a gym that was completely packed, something I'd never seen before. And I'm witnessing this basketball game and the rivalry in the Redskin Nation back then. I'm like, this is crazy. And so I'm watching the game go back and forth, and then all of a sudden, it gets eerily quiet during a quarter change, and I see the Redskin Nation sit down, and I see this man who I had no idea who he was. I didn't know anybody in the whole gym besides my friend that I was there with. And I saw this group of students just start responding to this man as he's going over to them, like you're eagerly waiting for him to say something to them. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. What is this? And so all of a sudden, this guy starts chanting 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits, $1, all for Loudon, stand up, and the Redskin Nation just went berserk. I mean, it was crazy. And so that stuck with me. I was like, this place is awesome. So when we were on the way home, I said, who was that guy? And so I immediately got the stories of who Bruce Lawson was. The walking Loudon High School almanac. I mean, this guy epitomized everything about what it was to be a Redskin. He loved it. He lived it. He could tell you every sports score for the last 35 years from his brain. You wanted to know how many yards somebody rushed for in 1983? He would tell you. And guess what? He would be right. Bruce Lawson was an incredible man and someone that lived for Loudon High School and Loudon High School athletics. So I'm here today to present the class of 2020 Bruce Lawson Redskin Award. Obviously, it's a very big honor for me because this man 20 years ago was someone that made me think Loudon is a place I'd love to be one day. And guess what? I'm here, and I couldn't imagine being anywhere else. Some of the characteristics that let Bruce be the most special person was his caring, his drive, his determination, his attention to detail. That's what makes this award so special. This year's Bruce Lawson Redskin Award winner is a multi-sport athlete that strives to be the best each time they represent the Redskins and put on the red and white. They're also involved in a great deal of clubs inside of our school and also in our community. Just to throw a couple out at you. National Honor Society, where they serve as the president, Spanish Club, Key Club, Life Team, Talent Search, and one of the most cadets in our ROTC program that's ever been recognized. There's where she serves as a class platoon commander and has been recognized as a distinguished cadet twice and received the Non-Commissioned Officers Association Medal for Leadership. This person's a great student, a great friend, a hard worker, and a great individual. In speaking to those that are closest to her, I get words like tough, driven, class, hard worker, caring, and a natural leader. And most importantly, an unbelievable work ethic. And one that struck me the most in all the people that I spoke to, this one kept coming back to me. And if you've got this characteristic, you're going to go a long way in life. And that characteristic is they always put others before themselves. For the above reasons, and many that we can't mention because I don't have the time to do that, and I don't want to keep you out here that long, this student received the American Legion Scholarship, the highly touted Presidential Scholarship for Norwich University in the amount of over $100,000. For those that don't know, Norwich is one of the it's the oldest private military institutions in the United States of America. Very, very prestigious. While we're at it, she also received a 4-year Army ROTC scholarship for Norwich University that's estimated over $250,000. Kind of amazing, right? Perseverance doesn't describe this young lady. Hard work, drive, caring, and learning to be okay to put others before you makes it okay. Class of 2020, a lot of what you've occurred and experienced in the last 5 months. You've had to learn to do that, whether you've been willing to or not. And I'm so grateful to be here in front of you, getting ready to hand the Bruce Lawson Redskin Award to Miss Jennifer Newton.
The 5 players are as follows. Buck Mitchell, class of 1948. Joe Turpin, class of 1963. J.L. Millsaps, class of 1971. Gary Brown, class of 1978. And Reggie Brown, class of 1984. Those are the 5 players. The coach being inducted is Henry Blackburn, who was at Loudon High School from 1976 through 1988 as an assistant and head coach. He was head coach from 82 to 88 with a 78% win percentage. The team is the 1975 state championship team, and the contributor for over 30 years has been in charge of our press box and game films, Mr. Bill Breakbill. Congratulations to all these people. Obviously, because of some of the COVID-19 issues, the induction date will be announced at a later time. Thank you.
Please allow me to add my thanks to all of you who have crowded in here, or spread out in here, to support the class of 2020 as they take this momentous step. Also, please join me in thanking the graduation and senior night committee members who helped put together this ceremony. It truly took a Redskin village to produce this show, and I thank all who gave their time, creativity, and energy to ensure such a lovely and organized ceremony today. First, I would like to ask any members of our audience, teachers, staff, parents, and guests to please stand if you are a veteran or if you have served in the United States military. Please remain standing to welcome the members of the class of 2020 who have signed a commitment to join the military. Several of these students have already left and are already serving. Students, please stand when I call your name. Dakota Clemmer, U.S. Air Force. Mason Fincham, Tennessee Army National Guard. Tate Kennedy, U.S. Army. Corey Kirkland, U.S. Army. Jennifer Nicholas, U.S. Army. Wyatt Resmondo, U.S. Army. And Faith Wiseman, U.S. Navy. At this time, I would like to ask all members of the class of 2020 who have been offered a scholarship this year to please stand. Our students have been offered scholarships recognizing their academic prowess, athletic ability, community involvement, future career choices, abilities to overcome hardship, musical and artistic talents, and military service. This class has been offered scholarships valued at $3,804,880. I'm going to be presenting the Alumnus Award for Loudon High School. Before I do, I want to say, graduates, it is so good to see you, and I've really missed you, and I want to wish you the best in whatever you have going forward. Enjoy your time. This year, the Alumni Award is going to an individual who cannot be with us today, but who is a dedicated member of our community, who's given not just hours, but weeks, months, no, but over 10 years of service to the community and the school. The recipient has given time, energy, and money
She's been selfless in her dedication, and she does it for the students and the programs that she's involved in, not for recognition. And she probably would not want to be recognized, but we're going to do it anyway because she's given so much of her time. This year, the recipient goes to Stephanie Author. Even though she's not here, would you please join me in congratulating her and thanking her for her time?